Hello, everyone, and welcome again to a New Jersey Economic Development Authority Zoom link on the Small Business Emergency Assistance Grant Program. Today, you're going to hear from the NJEDA representative, Monica Atwal, who will give you a presentation on the latest funding that's coming out. Some of you probably have participated in previous Zooms that we've had, and so I want to thank Medina, who you will see at the end on the Q&A, for once again making sure that Montclair had an opportunity to participate. What I will say is that a little bit different about this grant opportunity, the state has allocated around 85 million. I believe that 85 million was literally approved on Wednesday. And so it's very new. And as Monica explained, what we found to be a little bit more focused grant this time, particularly with the restaurant industry. So food and services, drinking places, childcare providers are also highlighted in this. And then the micro businesses, which is a small businesses with less than five or fewer full-time employees, but big businesses or smaller businesses with 60 to 50, you have been not left out either. So I think this will be a great opportunity once again to bring to you, the Montclair business community, a great opportunity or a great chance to get some money to help you and your businesses. So Monica, please take it from here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, David. I'm just going to share my screen so the presentation will begin. Give me 1 second. Can you guys see my screen?
Not just yet, Monica. And it is coming up in 2 seconds.
Got it.
We can see your screen now, Monica.
Thank you. So this is a COVID-19 economic relief package. As David said, that it was just approved at our Wednesday's board meeting in Trenton. It is an $85 million package, and it is the phase 4, and we are definitely trying to connect with smaller businesses to see how we can help the businesses in the state of New Jersey. Sorry. Just to go over some of the numbers that we've done so far. Since last year, we've approved $55,000 for 55,000 businesses, and altogether we've helped out in $257 million worth of grants. What we did was we had the Small Business Emergency Assistance Grant Program, and we've helped out a number of small businesses. And we've also had a phase 1 of the assistance loan program, and we're hoping to come out with a second phase with that over the next few months. But we gave over $10 million for small businesses there. We came up with a new program to sustain and serve to help restaurants in our area. And we've still continued to help small and micro businesses help secure PPE, the equipment that they need to stay open. We've helped out over 291 applicants and approved $7.3 million of loans. And we've provided that to CDFIs to help get the money out to the communities. We also have the Entrepreneurial Support Program. We're always there to try to help out tech companies secure some sort of financing, while they are still in entrepreneur mode. And we have also the technical assistance programs to help small businesses secure funding through the SBA, e-commerce, and business consulting. We've capitalized on our relationships with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the African Chamber of Commerce, and the UCEDC, which is another CDFI that helps us get the money out. This one here program that is going to be available, it's for 85 million. And one of the things I do want to stress, there is going to be a pre-registration, which is going to be online, and it's open between April 19th and April 29th. Those are the dates that are very important that businesses like yourselves are pre-registered. They will have different dates once they go live, but you must pre-register for this program. It's eligible for businesses that have, 50 and less employees, full-time employees. The award size is up to $20,000, and we are trying to target funding for restaurants, childcare, and small and micro businesses. So altogether, the program is $85 million, and we are setting aside 33% of that for the opportunity zones. There's going to be $35 million available to restaurants, $10 million for childcare, $25 million for small micro businesses, for businesses that have 1 to 5 full-time employees, and then all other businesses from 6 to 50, we're going to set aside $15 million. Businesses must pre-register online between April 19th and April 29th to be eligible to apply. That's very important. Pre-registration businesses must return to this website to complete and submit an application based on the schedule below. Now, you will get an email suggesting that you now need to go and go to the next step to apply. So between the date of, I'm sorry, not between the dates, but on May 3rd at 9 a.m., applications open for businesses that did not get any grant money in the phase 3. And then on May 5th, it's open to restaurants and childcare. And then on May 10th, it's open to applications for microloans. And then on May 12th, it's open for businesses between 6 and 50 employees. So we have a chart here that will help businesses figure out where they want to go. And I want to let you know that this presentation will be available for you. So I'm going to tell you a lot of information, and I know it's going to be an overload. So please, request the presentation and it'll be available for you. So if you look at this flow chart, if you were approved for during phase 3 for our grant program, if it's yes or no, you go according to where you fit in, and then the grid goes down again if it's a yes or a no, and then a yes or a no. So it's pretty straightforward of where your business will fit in and where you can go. So the Small Business Emergency Assistance Grant Program, Phase 4, this is for restaurants. It's very important that the Nexus code 722 is, these are the codes that we're going to focus on here. They must have a physical location in New Jersey. They must be registered to business in New Jersey and must be in Department of Labor's good standing. They must fill out and certify the department legal questionnaire and must certify to negative impact of emergency, and must certify in intent not to lay off any workers. The application schedule again is between April 19th and Thursday, April 29th. That is for the pre-registrations. Applications will open for restaurants on Wednesday, May 5th. And at that time, it will be on a first come, first serve basis. Not the pre-registration, but the application itself. So on childcare providers, this is operating expenses, grants up to $20,000 to micro businesses with 50 or fewer full-time equivalent impacted by COVID-19. The Nexus code here is the 624410. Again, you must have a physical location in New Jersey, you must be able to register to do business in New Jersey. So it's the same qualifications. The difference here is that these applications will become available on Wednesday, May 5th for businesses that have pre-registered from April 19th to April 29th. And again, and that will be open from May 5th to May 12th, and that will be on a first come, first serve basis. The micro business is there's grants for up to $10,000 for micro businesses with 5 or fewer full-time employees impacted by COVID-19. The program size here is 25 million, and it's the basic same criteria. The difference here is this micro businesses, the application will be available from May 10th to May 17th. For Small Business Emergency Assistance Grant Program, Phase 3, other small businesses. So this is if you had other businesses that don't fit in that category. This is what the amounts will look like. If you have 6 to 25 full-time equivalent, the grant award size is 10,000, up to 10,000, and then 26 to 50 full-time employee, it's up to 15,000. The applications here will open on Wednesday, May 12th, and they will go to May 19th, and that's on a first come, first served basis. If you want to see what the application actually looks like, the website is business.nj.gov/COVID, and it will have a sample for you to take a look at. And also I've included that in the slideshow here too. These are the things that you should have available. Is you want to have your address of your business, your contact information where we can get a hold of you, and also if you've received any other government assistance, whether it's the NJEDA from the Phase 1 loan or from one of our grant programs. If you got anything from the PPP or the EIDL, those are the government funded programs, and the EIDG, anything from the county or municipality or any insurance, etc. You need to let us know what you got, how much you got, and what is the status of that, and what did you use that money for. We need to know your business full name and the one you use when you register for the state of New Jersey, the entity type, the year established, your tax ID number, and your peak full-time equivalent count from a business within the last 8 quarters of your WR30 filings. And I'll get into that in a little bit of why we want to look at what your peak was on your employee complement. Your North American Industry Classification Code, that's your Nexus code, and your 2019-2020 annual revenues, and your revenues lost during your COVID-19 time. Business must be registered to do business in the state of New Jersey. The business has to be recognized with the Division of Taxation. We need to get a tax clearance certificate that basically shows that you don't owe any tax money to the state of New Jersey. You need to also, no grant agreement will be executed without a current registration status from the New Jersey Division of Taxation or a valid business registration certificate. So we're trying to give you the information up front of what you need to have. So 33% of the Phase 4 funding is reserved for eligible businesses in the eligible opportunity zones, the census tracts. Every county has at least one. And we have a link that you could go to on our portal that will give you what the map looks like. What we are also trying to do is to make sure that the information gets out in different languages. So if you need explanations or descriptions in another language, please let us know. We have that available also. So this is what a sample pre-registration looks like. It really is quite easy to do, and we want to put that out there so you're not, overwhelmed at the time of actually pre-registration.
Hey,
So
Monica.
again, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, before you before you continue, I want to throw out a couple of questions before
sure.
it gets too far along. One question is has to do with the pre-registration on
Yep.
Monday.
Yeah.
And the question is, what do we need to pre-register Monday morning at 9 a.m.? I guess what
You want to,
information?
so what you need to have for your pre-registration on Monday are give me 1 second and I'll go back. You need to make sure that you have, give me 1 second. The business full legal name, the entity type, the year established, your tax ID number, your full-time equivalent, and the nexus codes, and also the annual revenue.
Okay. Then another quick question for you is,
Sure.
who would businesses contact at DOL to confirm good standing?
That's a good question, and I will try to find that out. We do have the COVID, and while we're talking towards the end, I'm going to go to it. It's our Business Action Center. It's our sister agency. They have a lot of information on their website, and they even have a chat box if there is any need for any additional information or clarification of anything. So what I'm going to do is to try to get that website to you too.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to I didn't want to get too many questions.
No,
in at
I
once,
think
so-
I appreciate that. Please,
Yeah.
if I'm going too fast too, please let me know.
Okay.
And let me know if there's any other questions. Yeah, instead of going all through the
Okay.
whole presentation.
All right, you can continue.
Okay. So this is what a sample of our pre-registration looks like. Okay. So all the information is going to be right here, if all that you need. Okay. Okay. We'll need to pre-register again, the same dates, April 19th to April 29th. Okay. And then the applications will open on those dates. The application will be available at business.nj.gov/COVID. So this is the pre-registration, okay? So this is what you'll need: an email, a user. You'll create a username and a password and then you confirm the password. Once you click register, you must enter your information, okay? So your information on your first name, your email. Please use an email that you're going to check on a continuous basis. And also just to keep in mind, when you get an email back, please respond, to that, so you'll have all the information from the EDA, okay? And then once that's complete, you click update. Once your information is complete, you will need to confirm your email. Within the blue box, confirm email, and email will be sent to the email address listed. Okay. Go to your email and follow the instructions within the email. You must confirm your email address in order to begin pre-registration. Once your email is confirmed, you must come back to the NJ EDA Application Center to begin the Small Business Emergency Grant. Phase 3. I think that should say phase 4 registration, pre-registration.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Couple of more questions for you.
Sure.
Regarding pre-registration.
Yep.
Is it not first come, first serve?
Yeah, it's not.
And if I have 5+ businesses that I'll be applying for, is that okay?
As long as those businesses have different tax ID numbers, they cannot be underneath the same umbrella with the same tax ID number. You definitely have to make sure that it's 5 distinct businesses with different tax ID numbers.
Okay, 2 more quick questions for you.
Sure.
1, are micro businesses with no full-time employees other than the owner eligible? Example, this particular individual has 3 part-time employees and
Okay.
2 are remote.
Okay, so so if they have part-time employees, it's still on WR30, it would still be listed. So we would look at it and make it like, if it's 2 part-times, depending on the hours, maybe that's 1 full-time equivalent.
Okay.
So we would look at that.
Okay. Then another question for you. We opened our business in the heart of the pandemic on July 2nd, 2020. Will we qualify without a 2019 tax return?
I have to ask that. So July 2020, you opened your
Right.
business. Okay.
So they won't have a tax return. They maybe right now they don't have
won't-
one.
Right. They don't have 2019s, and in 2020s you don't have it completed now. Is that the case?
That's a good question. Yes.
Do they have 2020s, or
He just said no, they don't have 2020.
Okay, so there's no 2020.
No, he does have 2020. Okay.
Okay, so he does have 2020. Okay.
Okay.
Let me find about that. David, if you don't mind, I will find out, on Monday, and I can email you guys, or Medina. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. You can send me and I'll get it. I'll get the answer to him.
Thank you. Thank you. I will get that to you. Okay. Was there anything else? Was there any other questions?
I'll let you get going for a little bit more, then I'll come back.
Sure. Okay. So the COVID phase 4 grant pre-registration list. Okay. So here's where you need to put the information, the organization name, the status, reason, the employee, the EIN number created and the modified, and then you start your pre-registration. That's the contact information. Your website also, if you have an online presence, please put that in there. And we need to make sure that who's ever filling out the application is authorized signer for the business entity. Okay. Who the legal registration business name, and if you're doing business as, just put that in there, because we do have a lot of the DBAs. The business address, street name, zip code, state, county. We want to make sure this is a commercial location, or even if it's a home-based one, we just want to verify that. Date business established and operational. Is your business still in operation of today? What is the ownership structure? And also, please list all owners with 10% or more ownership share. Okay. So if you have 2 owners, 50-50, put it in. If you have one that's 80-20, just make sure that you put all the people that are involved that have ownership of 10% or more. So employer identification number. This is where you would go if you needed information, if you were registered within the state of New Jersey. If the business is not properly or fully registered within the NJEDA, we will require repayment of your full grant proceeds, okay, if approved. Here is the state website. Does your business file taxes under Schedule C or E? If so, please provide the social security number of your business if they're doing it on and a lot of people do that. Does your business file a New Jersey WR30? And is it a professional organization to file WR30 within New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development? This is where you're going to get into the numbers. How many full-time employees, how many part-times, 1099 employees, 2019 revenues, and 2020 revenues. The Nexus code we will need. And so in the previous 8 quarters, which quarter did your business have the highest employment? So what we want to capture here is we want to see we don't want to, people have, pared down their employees, especially for restaurants and childcare. So we just don't want to look at what you did over the last quarter, or we'll go back to the last 8 quarters and tell us where your peak job count was. Okay. So if your organization is affiliated with a religious organization, we need to know that. And if you have any lobbying efforts or you're engaged in it, we need to know it. So please select any business tax returns you have filed within the state of New Jersey. So 2020 is there, and also none is there. Okay. So this is where we want to know what other loans or grants that you received, because we don't want to do a duplication of those of the money. So you have to let us know exactly what you have applied for and you've registered for, and also if there was a forgiveness that you got from it. So we put this all out there for you, from the SBA to the EIDLs and a number of other NJEDA initiatives. And then what was the total amount? And it just gives you a list of all other programs. And then the SBA Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP, the status could even be forgiven, and when you applied for it. Just some information we would like to have. You're not obligated to put that in, but if you wish, there's the designations there. And then there's some straightforward questions. Does the entity host any gambling or gaming activities? And then some basic questions. And they're basically yes or no's. And then the legal questionnaire. For all our programs, it's the same questionnaire. The Privacy Act statement release waiver, you check off on there. The electronic signature, and then just the numbers to so you're not it's a real person, and then your pre-registration is submitted, and then you will look in your emails to make sure that you've got the information. We've also got the NJEDA Phase 4 grant size estimator. So you would put your information through here, and it will estimate the grant size. Now, keep in mind, you want to make sure that it's for the Phase 4 grant program. The questions will focus heavily on COVID-19 impact. Were you deemed an essential business based on the executive order? If you're a nonprofit, what type? To what capacity was your business able to reopen? What was your revenue loss? What is your additional financial need as a result of COVID-19? And what will the grant proceeds be used for if approved? And that's it.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you gave a lot of information,
I know, you did.
and I hope everyone is, feeling that good thing. Medina, do we have any particular questions that we need to answer? I know I think I have 2. This was a real simple one, I think, Monica. It's
Okay.
they registered for Phase 3. Should they use the same login information?
I think you can use the same. You know what? I don't want to guess here. Let me get back to you on that too. I'll see if anybody's in Trenton right now and get back to you quickly on that one.
Okay,
So
then another,
just letting you know that we are really fortunate because we have Jake McNichols from the NJEDA as well in the room. Yes, you can use the same login as well. He's been doing some supplemental answers in the chat. So appreciative of you, Jake.
yes.
And Monica as well for really explaining this amazing opportunity for small businesses. David, you're doing so great on the Q&A. I'm going to defer to you because you've been clicking them in the right place. So you go right ahead. This is a team effort.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep you from being too busy, Adina. I think there's another question for you, Monica, and please send in the questions while we have Monica here, and especially Jake. Jake has answered the tough ones. I could see that.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate
yes.
that.
Yeah, I sent him a private message thanking him. So do we have to create an account like this for each locations of the restaurants I'm applying for? I think this is the same gentleman or person who has the multiple restaurants.
Yeah, you will, because every business is going to be separate. This will be a separate loan. Oh, I'm sorry, separate grant. So everything has to be separate. You'll have to do that again. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't see any more questions. Maybe people will give them some time to throw them in there.
David, can you ask Jake about the 2020? If
he answered that question.
Thank you.
Yep, he did.
Thank you.
So I guess if I were to come back to you, so if you don't register on Monday, will that matter if you don't pre-register, I'm sorry, on Monday, will that matter come May 3rd, I think you said, when you have to actually go in there? Does that matter?
Yes, you have to pre-register. There's no question about that. You have to pre-register. You cannot go in on May 3rd or whenever the dates are to go and say, well, let me apply for this loan. You have to pre-register.
No, my question, I'm sorry, I didn't phrase that right. My question is, does it matter if you register on the 19th or if you register on April 25th?
No. So the pre-registration is not on a first come, first serve basis. We want to make sure you have a completed app. So that's why we're not looking for first come, first serve for pre-registration. But when it comes to the application being opened, then it's first come, first serve.
Okay, so that's really good to know, because what that means is, as you send me the information or the slide, our businesses can start to share and really look at it, so they have time. They have time to get everything prepared. So that I think that should make some folks relief, because in the past when we've done this, it's been like first come, first serve, be ready right on time. So okay, that's really good to know.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
That was me. I had to interrupt the call.
Okay.
So we just have another question there from Zena. Do we need to have a 2019 filed if you filed your 2020?
So they don't have a 2019, but they have a 2020?
That seems to be the question. Do we need to have 2019 filed if you have filed for 2020?
Were they open? So I guess my question is, were they opened in 2019 to have tax returns, or they didn't have tax returns available? Like, was it half a year, or they didn't have any income?
That's a good question.
What was that?
Zena, if you could offline and give us the half a year, Zena says.
Oh, so they didn't file 2019s.
Zena, looking for your answer there on the chat. Correct.
I will have to ask Jake about that one. So if Jake's around.
If they were not open on or before 2/15/2020, they are not eligible. So Zena, if you want to put your email there, you want to just send that over to me. I should be showing up as Medina. I can have a follow-up and make sure that I put you in touch with Monica or someone at NJEDA to better. Zena's saying that 2019 was delayed and she's giving me her Gmail. So I'm gonna make sure that I copy that out and have a follow-up on that. The last was, this is concerning micro businesses, Monica, and David and I are huge
Okay.
proponents for micro businesses, but Patty's asking, are micro businesses with no employees eligible?
No, I don't think they're eligible if they don't have any employees.
Uh,
Oh, they are. Look at Jake's already
They're
answered.
saying that they are, sole proprietors are eligible, so you would not be considered or categorized as a micro business there, Patty. You are sole proprietor, so you are eligible. So with that said, I would love to segue and just for 2 seconds offer a couple of words and thanking Monica before Monica and David close out, everyone. I also am a small business owner. I'm very, very proud to be working with NJEDA, with Monica and the team and their amazing CEO, Tim Sullivan. What I want to impress upon everyone is that this is an amazing opportunity. And I'm actually going to make sure that amazing opportunity to really see and receive the support from NJEDA. However, what we need to make sure is that we are prepared. And so a lot of what Monica was saying is really imperative in making sure that you are eligible when your application date goes live, because it goes live by your small business industry, whether you're a restaurant or childcare, micro business, small or sole proprietor. So you have to take the time during pre-registration to have these materials ready. The other part is pre-registration, once again, is not first come, first serve. So you do have some time and legs between Monday, April 19th and Thursday, April 29th. What I'm going to encourage you is do not wait till the 27th, the 28th, or, dare I say it, on the 29th. This is not the kind of final that you want to try to wing at the at the very end. You want to start right now gathering that information and looking at it. Follow NJEDA. Even for this opportunity and the further resources, they have been working tireless since COVID has broken out to help every industry and small business across the state. I know that because I'm doing that work alongside them. They are not sleeping. Monica is working tirelessly. I cannot tell you how many webinars, but you have to follow them on social. You have to look at the website diligently as a small business owner, because that is how we can make sure that your doors stay open through your active participation in making sure that we hear you. So I'm speaking truly from the heart as someone who, also is pushing to keep his business open. I think these things would really help you. I think, this Q&A was amazing. I never expect anything less from when David puts a webinar together. And I'm going to allow them to now do last remarks. And again, follow NJEDA and you will stay in the know.
Hey, Medina, a couple of questions I think we can get through real quick, because I want to make sure while we have them here, we do that. And that's if the owners of a business receive K-1s and there are independent contractors, are they eligible?
So the business owner has other businesses from a K1 and they want to, I'm sorry.
They're independent contractors. Is that business eligible?
That I'll have to defer to Jake.
Okay, then we're back to the tax question.
Okay.
And I think, Jake, you can answer this in the Pat. Are 2020 tax returns required? Is there a specific percentage of sales decline to be eligible? And what period are they looking at? That's a rather pretty deep question. I think that's Jake I'll have to get back with you on that one, Mark.
Just pushing in for Jake and being Jake's mouthpiece. If they are a business and have an EIN, they can apply.
Great, thank you. No question is dumb, anonymous attendee. But if it has to be a different accounts because each business is a different entity, they all have to be different emails for the account portal too?
No, I don't think so, Jake. I think that as long as they show that they are a different entity and a different EIN number, I think the contact information can be the same.
Okay. Marcy responded back to her original question. No, we are the owners, but employ independent contractors. That was
Oh,
the
so
question of
they're 1099s.
the independent contractors you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as far as I think that, and Jake can correct me if I'm wrong, but they will be 1099s, and we asked that question for the 1099s and how many people they have working on a
Okay.
1099.
And then if you do not have a loss of revenue, can you still apply for the grant? I don't see
So
why not.
if there is no
being pondered.
need,
Before we move to that one, just want to say that a business that employs independent contractors can apply via Jake.
Right.
And then Monica, to
Yeah,
your
so-
because we asked for that question, the 1099. Yeah.
So is the
Sorry.
Q&A in the chat room separate? I asked that because Jake's answering all the questions in the chat.
he's answering the
Oh.
questions in the chat. He's answering the questions that you're asking. Jake is all over. Jake is on top of it.
Right.
This is
We
Jake.
gotta keep it. He's like, what is it, Jake from State Farm?
You know what? I would put my Jake from NJEDA against Jake from State Farm any day of the week, including
Okay.
Jake
Sunday.
should be on this call. Jake should be up there. Where's his face?
Right, we gotta get Jake. No, but in all seriousness, I think we did plan for 45 minutes for this. And so we're probably about 2 minutes away from ending. Once again, Monica, I want to thank you. And, Medina, always thank you for giving me a call as soon as you find out things are eligible. And then to the Montclair businesses, look, this is all about helping you and other businesses in the community, not just in Montclair, but around town. Please, I will get this presentation. I'll share it with everyone, particularly Jason Gleason and Zena Floyd, who somehow know how to contact every business in town. And we'll make sure that it's surrounding and that you get it. And that, hey, I think we've had some success. I know several businesses have thanked me and thanked Medina for getting money. So let's just keep it going as, we continue to help these organizations and help these businesses that need the support and need these funds. So thank you again all.
I want to also mention one thing. There are so many programs that are out there, whether it's a grant program or any of our other programs that are out there now or that will be in the future. One of the things they should follow is the NJEDA on Facebook. I find that is they do give out a lot of information when a new program is dropping, if there's any new information. So, we're always on LinkedIn and those other sites, but the Facebook is a pretty active account.
Okay, great. Medina, anything you want to close this out with?
So I just, my final remarks would be, again, echoing our Jake at the NJEDA, is to really go to business.nj.gov/COVID. And I put that in the chat for everybody. And there you can find all the additional details, links, and as Jake was saying, a walkthrough of the pre-registration process that shows what documents folks will need to be ready. And that is really the goal of these webinars. No webinar is too big or too small to make sure that you guys are there. And the EDA has committed so many forms to making that possible for you guys. And also in the link, Jake has forwarded over to me a direct link that you guys can have that is in the chat available to you. And this recording along with the presentation will be handed over to David. And if you are an attendee, we will email you from our Medina Equal City account to make sure that you have these materials as well.
Okay, well, once again, I thank you, Medina. I thank you, Monica. And okay, Montclair, let's go get some money. So take care. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Take care. Bye now.